system. It was great. And that was those days. And then you get to the now streaming and Freedom Freeway and changes there. Now we're into thousands of submissions. Obviously now as we're growing, we need to have a bigger process, a programming team, add more people to the mix to help us with the process. We're reviewing films, taking films up to us. So now it's fast forward to this many years later, we have 7,000 submissions, 427 selections. So now 10 days, from the early years it was 2 days, then 3 days, then a long weekend of 4, then we jumped up to a whole week of 7. So we're doing a week of 7 days for a few years. By year 10, 11, we were up to, then we finally bumped it up to the 10-day range, and we year 12, 10 days. Now we've been that way since, but
a long time.
So at 7,000 filmed, and it's so much easier to make movies right now. What are you seeing in terms of the general quality of these 7,000 films? And we're also on the verge of going to AI, which is going to make it even easier. Do you think that's going to make it? I mean, what are your predictions for that too? I mean, sort of asking 2 questions at once, but talking about the general quality of the films that you're seeing at that large number, and then maybe some predictions of what might be possible with AI.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the first part of the quality of the films. It's the early years was very much. It was a drastic. It was like there was this wow, and it was very good, and then there was really bad. It was pretty. There's not much in between. Whether it's the technology stuff at the time, you're talking early 2000s and stuff, and you're not, beginning of YouTube. Now we're in this phase of more shorts being made, streaming, equipment, camera changes. So
I mean, even the phone can make a very sophisticated film, right?
All that's changed now to where you can make something very production quality wise, at least on the look of the eye, better. So that has changed a lot. So now you're seeing at least visually better looking films. We're not putting it on and there's just technical glitches all over and it's really poorly made production wise. So from that standpoint, it's not a quick, when you put on the first 10 seconds, it's either kind of technically really poor or not. That has changed a lot. So most films are more on a level that they're more equitable as far as the look or the production quality of that. So there's that. So many of these films, 7,000, there's many, many, many films. We have 400 films in the festival. We could easily have 400 others. They're that close, or that it's just based on programming needs. Just films we just really struck us as far as the stories that we loved and said these are the films we want to show. But there's others we loved as well. We just couldn't quite fit. Whether it was the themes, programs, runtime. We have that many films that are that quality. So that's changed a lot over the years. It's become more difficult. I think easier, so many more films, but actually makes it a lot harder. When you have 1,000 movies, you're programming maybe 100 or so for 4 days. These are going to be really good, and the rest are maybe not. You know what stands out. It's a lot easier there. Now we're having it's a different challenge, so it's definitely different that way. But we do have the luxury of 400 is still a lot of film.
And have you seen a lot of films that are using AI yet?
Yes, there's some. I don't know about a lot, but there's this happening. Yeah, we've seen submissions that were there were some submissions. Yeah.
Listen, I think it's just like your point of the transition between the quality, right? There was an era, we have a focus group because it's 21 years. We can tell you what territory performed better, which year, why, which countries are doing better. We don't know why sometimes. Sometimes it's subsidies, sometimes it's economic circumstances, we don't know. But all we can tell you is and our sample increases. There is a time, like Daniel said, where international is a lot healthier than the Americans, and that's challenging for a festival business because we gotta put butts in the seats.
Right.
But then also, that went for years where Spain was just dominating, Germany was dominating, and then we caught up. And then the question is it use of camera? We don't know the why, right? But so story is critical, as we know. So as the playing field level, the story is key. And then I think to your point, with the AI enhancements as it's starting, it's still the same. I think of it in terms of like sports. Think about NBA or NFL in the 1960s, right? And think about those sports now, right? And so is the quality of the game better? Probably. Maybe. The game rises, and so everyone's got to set their game up, and possibly the quality will be improved.
It should be an interesting thing to keep our eyes on in the next few years. So I know we're getting close to the end of our time. I want to ask about this. When you what was the pathway to becoming Oscar qualifying? And then what has that led? What changes has that brought about at the festival? And now BAFTA as well, so talk about that.
It's real, it's not fake. It's real, I can tell you. We do the applications, line by line, it is real, and they watch. That's the other thing is they watch because they look at the festivals that are Oscar qualifying, and then those qualified festival winners have more weight It was very difficult work. It was years of lobbying. We invited them. We had them on panels. We did everything that we could to get it, and it was still not enough. And then we just kept trying, and Daniel was really passionate about it.
Yeah, I just felt that is, looking at the landscape of the festivals where we were growing and getting to by year 10, the attendance we had was very strong. The quality of films has risen. We had films that we were seeing that would go on and would win our festival and then go on to get nominated and win an Oscar. Like, wait, this is that same film. But why we're not qualifying this other festival is we're having these films. We're at this level. We see what's there in the landscape. Just felt it was time. We're in Hollywood. We had great attendance. We had great industry presence. Everything was there. So we felt like we had to push it. So we started the kind of route of, okay, let's do invite, kind of do the, what's the word, kiss and ass. Let's just record it. We're gonna court. Let's play before doing the application fully, let's just court and let's get them to pay attention and not just talk about it. Because I can send you a deck, I can say pictures, hey, this is cool, this is cool. If you're not here, you don't see what's going on, you don't understand the gravity of what it is or what you might feel when they're there. So invite them to open night, invite them to all the panels, invite them to discussions, just, so they can, we're lobbying, we're just like doing that. And then, okay, now we're gonna apply now, so there's the application. Then it's a year of silence, nothing. And then, okay, we're not sure yet. They didn't quite reject us, but they're like, we didn't bypass it this year, we'll get back to you next year. It was years of process of reapplying again. And then this application is very tedious, it details how many people attend, who's attending, and letters of recommendations from Oscar members, and all this stuff. So to do all this over again. And we're going to stay on it. I felt it was very critical for us to keep growing, and we needed to be a place where filmmakers can we had the prizes and attendance, all this is amazing, but we needed to have that level of professionalism, that level of next step for the filmmakers to qualify and be able to advance your careers that way and be able to go all the way. So I felt it was very critical we had to make it happen.
I think it's great.
I felt it was a matter of time. It had to be.
No, Theo, you're going to make
It doesn't end, which is great. The Academy has a standard, and they've updated the rules, and they require festivals to reapply every couple of years so that the standard stays very high. Because even if you get it, you know what happens. Sometimes you get, start losing grip a little
Well, that's a
bit.
good thing now last year. So we had to do this application right during the festival was happening last year, which was not fun. So it was like applying as the festival's happening to make sure we get this reapplication and do this whole thing.
We got it.
But because this was important, like you said, you really wanted to offer this, but you wanted to offer it to the filmmakers, which I think is one of the things that I like most about this festival is that the DNA of the thing is to keep raising the bar for the attendees and who deserve and need the kind of support in the industry, because the industry is such a strange, amorphous. It's taken on a life of its own from the very beginning, and it's a crazy history. When you study the history of Hollywood, it's never been something anybody can contain, even with the highest resources. There's always something jumping out of another corner. And I think what's great about this is that you get young voices that are tackling new subjects in new ways, visually, creatively. And so it's amazing to showcase them. BAFTA also happened too.
BAFTA happened, and it's a big deal. And the British films are eligible for the BAFTAs, and that's and so maybe that's great to see next.
Yeah. We're bringing it home. So we can talk about edition 2. Well, HollyShorts has been celebrating British filmmakers in the UK for the past 7 or 8 years, and then that resulted in the first edition of HollyShorts London. Now we're going to that in November.
The 13th through 16th.
Which is very exciting.
London.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of great energy there, and it's interesting. A lot of Brits get accepted into the festival. It's one of the top 3 performing territories in the last 6 years, and that's crossed over us being in London quite a bit. And then we launched the last one. It was very successful. A lot of folks.
And that's led to some interesting partnerships with BFI/BFI America, and how we're going to visit their archives and do all kinds of things that also, this is the other thing that filmmakers have to remember. It isn't just about you and your career, it's also about the career. And that, things like film preservation are now becoming media preservation. So it's not some antiquated thing, it's very present, very much alive. And so we always want to encourage people while they're here receiving to also remember to give something back too.
100%. Always be learning,
Yeah.
and always be giving. And we learned a lot in London already,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a bit naive, to be honest with you, but maybe that's some of it with us, like, if you don't know, you just try.
It's good to keep a little naivete.
Yeah.
When you're,
You know, it's just
Should know better.
we're idea people at the end of the day. We just think it's something we want to do it. We just, whether it's silly or crazy, we just want to try to make it happen. So.
And that brings us to the next idea.
and this is the finale.
Yeah. So, international expansion of the festival.
Yes.
We want to continue taking the bold.
And we've done lots of celebrations of HollyShorts at Cannes as well, and Toronto, other festivals. But
South
now,
Africa.
yes, and Sundance, and now.
Now we're launching HollyShorts Dubai.
And guess what's happening with?
Jeff Pryor.
There we go.
He sent me to Dubai as a mission 15 years ago. Not kidding. Just like James Bond initially when we were going to do it. He sent me there. It was beautiful.
It clearly made an impression.
Definitely made an impression. And we were happy to also have an amazing. Well, so any questions that you have about Dubai and being involved, and I think the vision is also, you know, this Arabic. There's not just one territory. There's a lot of territories.
Many.
So that's our plan, is to cultivate different films and stories from that region.
Yeah.
And so we start small. It's a big idea, but we start small. And then little internet is our international strategy. And so that's the plan. And
No, so yeah, it's just that's always been, you know, again, looking at the history of HollyShorts, with that looking back at our first year, it is compared to this, it's you look at it, you step back, it's kind of laughable, I guess you could say. Very small. We're talking 40 seats, little hot box, you know, little theater with a projector rigged up, all this kind of. But you know, it's just every year we step forward. What do we need to grow? What do we need to improve? What do we need to do to make this better, to get to what we want it to go? What would be better for the filmmakers to make this more legitimate or whatever? So it's the same theory with this in mind. It's just, okay, yes, to start something somewhere that we believe can be good for the filmmakers, for the festival, and for us to keep growing the brand globally, and sort of all ties rise. So, but we have to start small. We can't go in there and say we're going to do all this stuff and spend all this
We're
money.
going to take over
That's not-
Dubai.
That's not. It's not going to happen, and it'd be a silly strategy, and that would be the sort of self-inflicted wound. We would fail at that. So we just start with these personality of a single.
little engine that could.
Get started, get it going, you know, and same with other
We made it
ideas
look
have,
great.
which you may talk about. I don't know. If
Until it is.
discuss with. We're also talking of potential of. Should I talk about that as well? With
Sure.
yes, we're also discussing ideas of the Asias and potentially Vietnam. So we're looking at something there as well. We're having discussions with the team there. So looking to continue to grow globally.
Due diligence. Now, we have a great designer. And he's
Yes.
here with us.
Yeah, we have a cool
Dustin,
designer.
he's a musician, an artist, designer. And so he's worked together with Jeff to come up with a little concept, so we're going to show you something a little reveal.
And now for right yesterday.
Yeah, Dalton, he's responsible for all the beautiful greenheads, the posters of the festival. He's an amazing artist. I'm going to show you some art.
Hello. Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
It's cool.
Yeah, I guess we'll unveil the
poster artwork here for HollyShorts Dubai. This was a collaboration with Jeff and Theo. Thank you guys as always for letting me scribble some things. And without further ado, could I ask for some help? When I say 3, could you guys flip those and maybe someone can flip these on the count of 3? I set it up. It's very theatrical.
all right, here we
All
go.
right, ready guys? 1, 2, 3.
All right.
HollyShorts Dubai. Can I say one thing? So the concept here, if you see this and you see our main poster here, the main motif here is that white film reel. And I think what I'm thinking there is these guys set up the location, they get the city, they get the sponsors, they get the filmmakers, and the only blank canvas there is the films, the film reel, and that's up to our wonderful filmmakers to fill out a blank canvas. So, thank you.
I'm going to high note to that one point. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We love it. Enjoy the fest. The first day of many, and we're excited about the films and the festival to come. Next up is the next chat.
Yeah, next up is a career conversation with Roger Jr.
Let's bring up Roger. Let's bring up Roger.
Moderated by Barry Gibson.
Yes.